Alright, so this next video, I've got another pre-bonsai for you. I got a couple from the nursery, so I thought I'd do a couple little videos on it. I got a, Viburnum for you. Forget the actual variety. I'll probably show some kind of a write-up on that. I do have the tag for it, but get this out of the pot. As you can see, clearly nursery stock. I had cut it back quite a bit, but it has an extremely interesting trunk structure to it. This is going to be a good cutback again. And there we go. I think this is probably going to be the front. I really like this as the main trunk, and then have the apex work off of these branches right here. I am going to cut back, just to start off, this one about there. And then we have this smaller one right there. Now, what we're going to want to do now is all the cuttings I took, that I cut it back from the nursery, I'm just going to clean up the cuts, just so there's a nice fresh cut on all of them. A bunch of small branches, and it's got just an extreme amount of buds working for it already. So that's what we're looking at. This really interesting. There's not a lot of work to be done with this. It's just going to be this nice apex up here. Hopefully I can get this down a little bit with a little bit of tension. I'm going to have to get some kind of a tension wire to really get that down just a little bit. If not, there's some good buds on this that I'll be able to work down that way. Now we do have like a dead stump right here that I'm just going to take off. And I'll clean up the rest of these big stumps. Like this was a major branch that came off of it, as well as some other good branches that died off a while ago. Those will all be cleaned up in the future. Once it takes off a little bit, I'll do some carving, or I'll just clean up those cuts just a bit to get them to the shape of this trunk, because I don't want this bit jolting out. I want your nice main trunk to be coming up. Really bulbous trunk down low. I'll bring you up a little bit closer. Really interesting trunk work. This big root coming off the side, as well as some right over here. Really interesting tree. You're looking at the front of it, and it'll come up and have a good tape right there, or a good apex right there. So the main point of this video is going to be looking at the root structure and really cutting it way back. So we'll get the saw in here. Go ahead and cut all this soil off. And I'll be putting this back into a nice high drain soil like it's in right now. It'll help with the smaller roots to form again for you. Alright, big chunk, all roots. Didn't actually cut through anything major yet. Let me go ahead and rake this out just a little bit and see the roots we can work with. So as you can see, there's a lot of nice fine roots coming off from the base, which is going to help me. It actually has a really good root structure going for it to start with. And I'm just raking them out to get all that old soil out and put. Alright, so it took a little while to clean the root base off, but it's good to get all or most of the soil off as much as you can. It also helps to spray it with a like a hose or something like that to get some pressure in there. There's still a little bit of cleaning up to do. Maybe some of these roots could get some of the soil out, but from what I'm looking at, it's pretty good where it's at. You can see the root flare already. It really is spreading out in a really good circle already. So next process I'm going to do is just go ahead and trim up all along the sides of the roots to shorten them back and get them to a place I want. So I'm taking all these big roots that go along the side and just giving it a haircut. These are all really nice fine roots, not always what you actually see in nursery plants. I'm actually extremely happy with the root structure that already exists on this plant. It's going to help me further down the line, I'm not going to have to wait for really fine roots to come in. It's already going to be getting fed really, really well. And it's pretty even all around the tree. I mean, it doesn't, there's no one side that looks like it's growing a little bit healthier. So, go in here, give the top, just shear it down just a little bit. Give it a nice clean look. Take this big root out. And there you have it. I think that's where it's going to sit for right now. Maybe a little bit off on that side. There you have it. The end of the root structure. Really good flare to it. Nice and even all around. Cutting off a couple of these extra ones that are growing off the bottom or around the side of the pot. There you go. Nice flare to it already, right down the center of the plant, which is really, really nice to have. I'll get this repotted, and that'll be it for it. So I went ahead and just took the pot that it came with, and I cut it in half. That's what I usually do when I'm working from nursery and just making a pre-bonsai. Put the bottom paper towel in. Now I'm going to take a soil that's mainly potting soil with some perlite and some pea gravel in there. Something that's going to drain pretty nice. I will plant it a little bit deeper than I usually do with a finished product. That's just to assure some humidity and get it established before I really raise it up. I have pretty much the same soil right here. I just dampened it to begin with. So there obviously won't be any wiring in this video. There's no branches to wire, first of all. And second of all, when I do a nursery to pre-bonsai, I don't usually wire it. I don't want to stress it out all at once. I let it get its roots back. I let it get some growth back. And then I'll do some wiring on it in a couple months when it actually starts to grow out. This one will probably be a bit longer, since it's got no branches on it to begin with. Viburnums are one of those good plants to do cutbacks like this, where you can go right back to the trunk, and they will be able to bud out fairly easy. Just really packing the soil in all around the sides. Alright, there you have it. It's all potted up. It'll stay in this pot for probably another season just to let it grow, and then I'll get it into a little bit more of a actual pre-bonsai pot. And until next time, happy planting!